if you guys don't know, which I would be hard to be shocked if that you don't know, is that last year is that Matthew we lost Matthew Perry, which I'm a huge fan of Friends. I don't think you're not really a big fan of Friends. You've seen some of the episodes, but
Yeah,
uh,
I respect him for the time and the way in which a lot of people like it. So I will never dispute that it's arguably one of the most successful shows ever.
yeah,
So
they released a 4K of the whole entire series, and the thing costs like $300, I think.
4K for that? My goodness.
Yeah,
I'm okay
I
not seeing it at all.
I like that show, but I forget the price. I might be being a little bit dramatic, but it's a ridiculous price still.
No, it's
He
probably expensive. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But so unfortunately with his passing, he was found like in his like his hot tub, like and like people thought he maybe drowned or had a heart attack or whatever. But
Mm.
no, it came back. So we got a few months back, we got confirmation, or it's he's during this article that we're talking about. I forget which one came first or if it came at the same time, but he was apparently was found in his body top autopsy that he overdosed. And so it's like kind of strange to hear that when a guy is apparently was doing really well at being clean, and he wrote a whole entire book series, or it was probably just one book, about his addiction problems, and he was very upfront with Jennifer Aniston about it, and like they were actually pretty close friends, still after Friends, but so he and there's been five people actually uh attached to his death. Apparently, his doctor and I guess was like giving him like I don't know, I don't know the drug that he was given, um, and gave him overdose of it, and I guess that doctor was connected to a drug dealer, which I guess that drug dealer was connected to everything else. That's pretty much all I really know of the situation. You're the one that wanted to do the most of the research, so I'm going to let you do the most of the talking.
Yeah, so I think for me, the important thing is obviously we are not prosecutors, we are not law enforcement or doctors by any capacity. No, so upon looking at the actual, research behind it, and obviously based upon what the press has said, in this case, we're quoting an Associated Press news source. Basically, what was happening is looking at from a perspective that the dosage that he was getting from his regular doctors was not enough to help with the side effects of like depression, and I think it was like depression, anxiety, and a few other things. What's really interesting and really sad about this is that obviously, he did write a book about this, and so he was very open and forthcoming about his struggle with that stuff. And so the idea that what he was getting regularly dosed was not enough. So in some cases, the article said that he was paying $2,000 a vial for extra ketamine that only costs $12, or would only cost a physician $12. So not only were these doctors giving him obviously above and beyond his prescribed medication, basically
Yeah.
acting like a drug dealer, basically to like help him with this. I mean, they were charging him horrible amounts of money, and now are potentially, like I said, I don't know the entire research of like, but now are potentially responsible or partially responsible for his death. And so you look at it from the fact of like they took all his money, and in this case, they could have also taken his life. And so it's just really sad to see somebody that, dealt with a roller coaster of emotions and being an actor and all the different things, and really struggling with that. And then seeing the fact that, there's five individuals that played a part in like helping dose him, helping get him the additional prescription, and also just taking his money more or less. And so it's interesting because they said that like they've pled to being not guilty, but they also said that there's charges related or allegations that they falsified his death records. So imagine like being responsible for death and being like, oh yeah, dude was not, on any drugs, trying to hide it. And now they're
Yeah.
finding out that they may have actually hidden. I mean, it's just a really sad story. You
So
just hate to see that.
yeah, so the doctor did not give out the drug that he overdosed itself. He simply they weren't giving him the right amount that gave him to the craving for the drug.
Good question. So his regular doctors gave him the prescription that they could prescribe.
Yes.
And then he wanted more, so he went to other doctors and paid them a boatload of money for that same drug to get more of it. So I think a good way to describe it is imagine, like I said, we're really like lessening this. Obviously, it's really tragic and terrible, but imagine going to your doctor and getting like one pill a day for anxiety and depression, and then they go, actually, I want 10. Well, they can only give you one, and so he circumvented the system to get the other nine that he thought he needed. And it just so happens that it could have caused his death. Like I said, I don't know, like they're going to have to prove that. They're going to have to go to trial, see how that all goes.
Yeah.
Um,
This just came out
especially,
recently, like in the couple weeks of just recording this.
yeah.
So not everything is really full out about it, where it's just like little minor little details. So there's still like an investigation going on for it.
Well, and he had surgical anesthesia in his system too. So why did he have? There's lots of things that they're going to have to basically break in to see. Okay, why were the tests elevated on this specific? And so it's difficult because obviously, not everything could contribute to it, right?
Yeah.
But they have to diagnose and look at everything in a very holistic view, because odds are, if Matthew Perry was able to get additional of this drug, odds are there could potentially be other people that run into the same scenario or situation,
Mm.
hopefully that don't pass away. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I wrote down notes. It says, da, 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 da. His assistant received the ketamine, who pled guilty to obtaining the drug. In all, he delivered 50 vials of ketamine for Perry's use, including 25 handed over 4 days before the actor's death. They're giving him one. So he got 25 vials in a matter of 4 days. I mean, that's an outrageous amount of, I mean, how often were they dosing him? I think
Yeah.
what's really sad. Um, and they said that the amount found in his blood was in the range used for general anesthesia during surgery. So imagine having so much of a drug that that's what they would use for surgery and anesthesia. And now he's in a hot tub, which is potentially elevating some of the levels of your body because you're in extreme heat. It just sounds like it was potentially a recipe. Well, not potentially, it was a recipe for disaster, and it's sad that he
Yeah.
lost his life, in part. So it's really tragic. I really hope that they figure it out, and I hope that they start to crack down on doctors that help these, actors and actresses and athletes get medication. Because I don't know, if there's just certain things that you shouldn't do, and trying to mess with that and potentially killing somebody is just not.
Yeah.
It just isn't it.
Well, also
So
taking advantage of pricing someone.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Imagine being responsible for their death and taking all that money. That's just, ugh, that makes me so agitated and
Well,
frustrated. So,
yeah, and but also imagine doing that to someone that barely can afford that, and so like that's
yeah.
even worse. And so
Well, and
yeah,
that's the thing is, I think they took advantage of somebody they knew had money and that they
yeah,
knew was popular. And that's the sad thing is, it's like, if he was a normal person, would he have gotten all that extra medication? Probably not. But I mean, $2,000 a vial is crazy. I
yeah.
mean, that's just absurd.
And
So,
if it did happen to a normal person, it wouldn't be as a big of talk as it is. And so
which is also a problem.
yeah,
Um, so and it even said, they likened it to, the Cybertruck, not the Cybertruck. Oh my goodness, I was jumping to a different topic. They likened it to that was way off topic. I'm so sorry, everybody. They likened it to like Michael Jackson getting additional drugs when he passed away, and so they talked about Mac Miller, they talked about Michael Jackson, about the ability to get specific drugs that we know in certain forms or in certain a certain substance or in excess of that can cause health problems. And in this case, it's led to the deaths of numerous people. And in some cases, we think about all the people that have passed away that are just normal people from
yeah,
drug overdose. It's a massive problem, and it's something that they're going to have to start cracking down on because it's not right. And it's also like you can't get help if you're no longer alive. So I'm
yeah,
really hoping that they get it all squared away. It's very sad.
yeah.
So
That's kind of all the input on this one. It's still very early stages, and it's unfortunate because I really like Matthew Perry. He's the one I think a lot of people connected to when it came to
mhm.
Friends. The most related guy and like the most funniest character on the show probably. And probably, I would say he was probably the best actor on that show. I mean, Jennifer Aniston probably like she got more roles afterwards. She's the one that, that's definitely what shot her career, and still a good actor, but you know, it's unfortunate that he's the one that it's unfortunate that he had to go through a lot of that, and like they took advantage of his trauma that he went through, and also took all his money. So, but yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on this one. If and
And oh, I was going to say, and I was going to encourage, sorry, reading his biography or reading his
Yes,
memoir, I think that that's a great opportunity to see a look in of, and it's really highly rated. It's an editor's pick, and it has over 50,000 reviews, at least on
wow,
Amazon. I mean that. I mean, he got a 4.5 out of 5 stars, which I think really speaks really well and highly of his book and his memoir. So I
yeah,
think that's a really good way to honor that, and also partner with local organizations to help prevent these things from happening.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below.
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see the full-on podcast, I'll leave a link in the description below. And you guys can also check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. And if you guys want to, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the topics as well. So leave a comment on it. And if you guys are new to the channel and you guys enjoyed what you saw, hit that subscribe button because we have a lot of other stuff on the channel. As a reminder, this is a monthly upload on the Big Talk with Austin, and this will also give you guys the opportunity to submit some topics to us that happen throughout the month. So if you guys want to do that, go check me out on Twitter and follow me there. Tag me whenever something interesting pops up that is movie reviews, movie TV shows, any like pop culture related type of stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys next review. Bye, guys.